clothes, 2DS, 2DS charger, Toad, and last but not least, Zuma. Anything else to add? I think I'm all packed. I'm all done. I just need to pack all that stuff. Huh. Yeah, that's my list, I think. Yeah, that's it. Now to get my suitcase. Do you think you could give me a hand getting my suitcase?
Sure. There you go.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Now all I need to do now is get everything packed up. There, that's everything. Time to open it up. Is that it? That's it. I'm all packed. I am all packed. There.
We try to plan as much as possible for the trip so that we don't waste time having to buy things we don't need or forget a critical thing that we do need. And so as my son Julian was showing you, we like to work with lists. So he works with a paper list, as he showed you. I make my list in Microsoft Excel. So this might not be the degree of detail that everyone needs or uses. It might not be useful for you, but you know, maybe there's some ideas in here. So what I do is I break it down by 3 categories. Because we are Vacation Impossible and we film a lot, well, we need a lot of technology. So I've got my technology section. I've got like my 3DS there, which is great for flights and things like that. And yeah, you saw Julian just a moment ago packing his 2DS. So very similar there. So obviously we've got our cell phones, our cameras, GPS, shavers, Surface tablet, that sort of stuff in technology. Then I have clothes, which is really quite obvious, all the different things you see me wearing in the episodes, and maybe a couple things you don't see. And then I just have accessories or miscellanea left over. That would include things like cologne, earplugs, house keys, medicine, your passport, Nexus card if you have it. And off to the side, I also have a little subsection of things I plan to buy. One time I was on a transatlantic flight, and I had some toothpaste in my luggage, and it had exploded. Now thankfully it was inside a little bag, but everything else in the bag got covered in toothpaste. So there's certain things I generally don't take on airplanes. It rarely happens, but I'd rather avoid it because it can waste a lot of precious vacation time. So things like sunscreen and stuff like that. So I have a list of things that I normally buy once I arrive. You know, deodorant, floss, mouthwash, sunblock, toothpaste, those sorts of things. I also color code my list so that I know where I've packed everything. If we're taking a car, red normally means I've packed it in the car, yellow is my backpack, blue is my luggage, and green is stuff that's on me. So if my cell phone's in my pocket, that's where I have it. So as I go through, I check things off as they're packed. Now this might seem like a lot of unnecessary planning, but the thing is I find when vacation gets closer and closer, the excitement builds. And the more excited you are, the harder it is to concentrate, and the last thing you want to do, the first trip I took with John, I forgot swimming shorts, and we were going to a water park. It was a problem. We went to Sears, I had to spend $50 and get a pair of shorts, that if I'd waited for a sale, I could have gotten for $20. So that was a waste of vacation time and a waste of money, didn't need to happen. So we learned our lessons early on, and this way, when you're really excited the night before a trip, it's one less thing you have to worry about. Well, I packed everything on the list, so I'm packed. I don't have to worry about packing anymore. Having completed my packing list, I've now transferred it over to my Surface, my tablet here, so that I can have it portably with me while I'm on the trip, as well as while I'm packing around the house. I also put a copy of this on my BlackBerry, so that anytime, if I forget, where did I pack that extra battery, I can quickly check the list and I'll know where to look for it. Or if on the off chance I forgot to pack it, I'll know right away. So I've got my list here, and I'm going to go through and start packing. Whenever possible, we like to just deal with carry-on. It saves you the extra cost of checking a bag, both costs in terms of money and in terms of time. Going by my list, so I have some GoPro accessories I need to pack. I have my wrist mount here, which has helped us get some amazing footage, things like Universal Studios. So we got the bobbler. This is a really great GoPro accessory because this will float and it gives you something stable to hold on to. And it comes with a nice wrist strap. It's a lot like the ones used for Wiimotes. That's quite helpful. A suction cup mount, a frame mount, an LCD back, a whole bunch of thumb screws and clamps. I just put them all in the suction cup bag. That's quite helpful. Just get it all in one spot. Someone very nicely recently got me a battery backpack, and here it is. However, that is going to eat up a lot of luggage space. So the smart move is going to be to take it out of all of this packaging, recycle or leave whatever behind you can, and just take that tiny little guy there, which is what I need to bring. Earplugs are incredibly important on a trip. You never know when you're going to have a hotel room right next to some train tracks, a highway, or next to somebody who snores like a highway or a freight train. Because, yeah, if a motorcycle goes by, you're going to want these blocking out the sound. Try not to put the earplugs anywhere that will get crushed in the luggage because they need to retain their ability to expand or else they're not going to get the job done. White socks are critical. Depending on the length of your trip, you're going to want to bring more than one pair. Some nice sleep attire. I find something that's thin is very good. That way it's good for all different temperatures. On this trip, we're spending one night in Seattle, but we're also in Orlando, Bermuda, and on the ship. You never know when it's going to be warm or cool. Long pants that are thin work great. And you don't want to pack too early. I recommend you don't start packing until less than a week before you leave, because these are things that you might need. Now I'm going to pack a lot more. We're not leaving for a few days. So before we go, I'm going to end up packing quite a bit more. But I make a note of everything I put in here on my list, and then I can just pick up the packing the night before we leave, and I'll know what's already in here.
Oh God, I have to pee.